The 2007 regular season culminated with a storybook ending, but like every book, every 162-game campaign has a different ending. That is why during the final 23 games in 2010, every pitch carries so much weight. Every swing could be the difference in a key rally. Every slide could be that extra run in a nail-biting divisional game. And every catch could mean the difference of entering the postseason or not. Every game becomes more important than the last, which is why Game 140 is the most important game of the season. And it's next. It's been more than 3 months since the Phillies were in this position, a half a game out of first place in the National League East. Tonight, they go after Game 3 of a 4-game series against the Florida Marlins. And a look at the standings, the Phillies a half a game behind the Braves. They have the same amount of wins, one more loss. They are also a game and a half over the San Francisco Giants in the wild card. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Sarge will be along a little later on. Well, the Phillies have been playing some really good baseball since the middle of July. They've been getting outstanding pitching, and one piece to their puzzle has really started to stir lately, and it's nice to see Chase Utley back in the swing of things.
Oh, big-time player, Tom, and when he gets it going, Chase Utley can help you in so many ways. This guy can get a base hit or he can hit the ball out of the ballpark, as he did last week in Denver, hit that grand slam home run right down the line, and that huge win when the Phillies had that one-game series against the Colorado Rockies. They won it by 1 run. Last night they really needed somebody to step up in that second game to win it. Chase got a big RBI hit there, hit it in the hole on the left side. Now he goes back through the middle for a base hit, knocks in another run. Then he also scorched the ball to right center field that was caught. He almost had another hit, an extra base hit. First 13 games off the DL, really struggled, has picked it up big time in the last 8 games, knocking in 11 runs. He has 3 doubles there, and, strikeouts are down too. So, Chase Utley's one of the best players in baseball. He's had a tough year like a lot of guys have. But, you've seen it before during the month of September. All of a sudden, they'll turn it on all over this sport, and that's a big time to turn it on.
Yeah, Chase Utley missed 43 games earlier this season, and he looks fresh going into the tough part of September. Well, tonight the Phillies will send Joe Blanton to the mound. He'll be opposed by right-hander Chris Volstead. Blanton is hoping that he can go 7 and then maybe hand things over to the back end of the bullpen. Ryan Matson and Brad Lidge have combined to allow just 3 earned runs in their last 38 innings of work. The lineups and first pitch when we return. League East. Well, they're a half a game out tonight as they get set to take on the Florida Marlins. It's game 3 of a 4-game series. You see some strange things when you come to the ballpark. Actually, you never know what you'll see. Chris Volstad walking in, I guess he was as startled as everybody else to see some of the Marlins rookie pitchers walking out to the bullpen with wings. And, of course, the Phillies bullpen will allow them to, go first before they head into the pen. It was a great movie called Angels in the Outfield a couple of different times. And it was from Hollywood.
Super. The guys and ladies over in Fanavision played that great old 50s song for 60s, Johnny Angel. That timing was tremendous.
Well, this is the time of the year where you'll usually see the rookies have to put on, different garb than they're used to. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Edwin Rodriguez, It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off at third base, Emilio Bonifacio. Logan Morrison, the left fielder, bats second. Hanley Ramirez hits third, followed by Dan Uggla, the second baseman. Gabby Sanchez, the first baseman, hits fifth. Mike Stanton will bat sixth. And in the bottom third of Cameron Maben, Brad Davis and Chris Volstad. And they'll face right-hander Joe Blanton. And Joe he's going to try to get back on track again. He got roughed up in Colorado. This is his 24th start, Wheels.
Yeah, a lot of hits per innings pitch right there, and that becomes a problem for him. He doesn't walk that many, but way over hits per innings pitch, and that means there's a lot of base runners. Everybody knows Joe's had a lot of first inning problems this year, and this Florida Marlins team, they will come out hacking at you. They aren't a team that takes a lot of pitches necessarily. They want to swing the bats, and they love to hit in this ballpark. And they've hit a lot of home runs over the years. Here's our Southwest Airlines scouting report on Joe. Keep the ball down in the strike zone, especially that fastball. Career numbers there against the Florida Marlins, and this is his first outing against them this year. And he normally will give you 6 innings pitched or more. As Tom mentioned, he really had a tough time in that game last time against Colorado.
All right, let's take a look at the keys to tonight's ball game, Wheels. I'm sure Joe Blanton needs to get through that first inning as one of those keys.
Yeah, we kept it pretty simple tonight. Both pitchers, they do have problems early. Volstad's another guy. They're a guy that will also have early inning problems. And see if they can keep the offense going 2 days in a row. Wouldn't that be nice?
Would be nice. It's the end of the model year, and Nissan's laying it all on the line. Nissan's bottom line sales event going on now. Well, here we go. Emilio Bonifacio, who is 3 for 6 of the series so far, leads it off. He's playing third tonight. He played center field in the first game of yesterday's day-night doubleheader. See his numbers against Blanton, and he has hit well over his last handful of games as he starts to settle back into the Major League roster, hitting over 500 in his last 3 games. And he butts it up the third baseline. Polanco read it, bare hands, throws off balance, and plenty of time. One away here in the first.
That's great anticipation there by Polanco. He knows Bonifacio is going to bunt a lot of times, and he started to slide his hands up the bat pretty fast. And he's way in anyway. See how quickly he slid the hands up? So that makes him charge. And he bunted pretty hard, too. And right at him where he's able to take it off from the side. That's ideal for a bare hand play right there. Good job by Polanco.
Polanco 67 consecutive games without an error over at third. And that'll bring Logan Morrison to the plate. Morrison is a tough guy to crack. He's just a youngster. He's a rookie. You see his numbers, hitting .313 and a 6-game hitting streak. But he also has a heck of an on-base percentage. And it's kind of the carryover from his time in the minor leagues. In the minor leagues, he walked 48 times and struck out just 35 times this year. And he has been very patient. In fact, against the Phillies, he's 6 for 17 with 5 walks.
Good-looking young hitter.
See his on-base percentage in his last 14 games. And he rips one into right field, a base hit. That one's heading to the wall, and Morrison's heading to second. And Jason Worth plays it in to Chase Utley, but it's a 1-out double for Logan Morrison.
See why he has 4 triples, too, because he can run. He's definitely an above-average runner. In that ballpark in Florida, you could find a lot of spots down there where you can get triples. And this ball's hit really hard. Cameron's right off the base of the wall down there. But he was busting it. If anything had gone wrong, he could have had a triple.
So his 14th double of the year. And it brings Hanley Ramirez to the plate in an RBI situation. Ramirez is riding a 14-game hitting streak. He has 14 RBIs during the streak with 5 home runs. And a good pitch from Blanton. He was thinking fastball, and he went with a breaking ball. Joe has allowed 20 earned runs in the first innings of games this year. That's a lot.
11.35 earned run average.
Off the end of the bat, he pulls it towards short. Morrison goes back to second. Ramirez hustling, and he's out. First base umpire Dan Iasonia gave it a look for a long time before he punched out Hanley Ramirez.
Yeah, Jimmy Rollins really had to come forward on that one. That Hanley Ramirez is playing right now. You know, he has his moments where, you know, he doesn't hustle and he'll get into periods of funks, but right now you can tell he's enjoying himself. And when this guy is enjoying himself and playing well, he can do anything. You see how hard he ran down the line there.
With 2 away, it brings Dan Uggla to the plate. Uggla 3 for 14 against Blanton with 4 strikeouts so far.
That earned run I gave about Joe, 11.25, is over the last 12 starts in the first inning.
And that includes a start without any runs in the first inning. That was 2 starts ago. And you can see he settles down, but sometimes it's tough to settle down when you're in a deficit.
And there it is, that number in the last 12 starts.
One ball, no strikes, the count. And a swing and a miss at a slider. It's 1-1.
This team wants to hit fastballs. And, of course, Joe Blanton's best pitches are his off-speed pitches. Uses his fastball to set everything up. So, you know, they are a lineup that I think he can pitch to if he makes his pitches. Because they're going to swing wild just like that, just like Ramirez did. The most patient guy may be Morrison. It's the 2-hole hitter who doubled. There's another wild swing.
Yeah, that time on a curve from Blanton as Morrison takes his walking lead off second. 2 outs, top of the first on a pleasant night here in Philadelphia. And a fastball right down the chute, a called strike 3. Well, the slider and the curve set up the fastball, and Joe Blanton works out of a jam here at the top of the first. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Marlins nothing, the Phils coming up. Brown, though, was a late scratch with a quad injury. So let's take a look at Charlie's lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off in center field, Shane Victorino. Placido Polanco hits second, followed by Chase Utley, the second baseman. Ryan Howard is the cleanup batter. Jimmy Rollins is back in the 5-hole at shortstop. Raul Ibanez at 6th, followed by Jason Worth, who's in right field. Carlos Ruiz is the catcher batting 8th, and batting 9th and pitching is Joe Blanton. And they'll face 6-foot, 8-inch Chris Volstad, who is making his 26th start of the year, Wheels.
Yeah, this guy has great stuff, but he's had an up and down year. In fact, they even sent him to the minor leagues for 3 weeks. trying to get himself straightened out. I see more hits than innings pitched, too many walks, but he can crank up a good game. He has a really good sinking fastball, as you see right there on the Southwest Airlines scouting report. Has pitched a lot against the Phillies. He has pretty good numbers here in this ballpark.
Former first-round pick back in 2005.
And he's local. He's out of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Not that far from where they play their games down in Miami.
And he delivers a 2-0 fastball for a strike. It's 2-1. Phillies as a lineup, Harry used to say collectively they have this or that against a particular pitcher. Well, they have hit Volstead well collectively. In fact, they have 9 home runs against him.
And that includes Jason Worth, who has terrible numbers against him. And that's one of the reasons why he wasn't playing tonight.
So 1 away. It'll bring Placido Polanco to the plate.
Brian Howard has 5 home runs off this guy.
Let's hope he has 6 or 7 by the time the night's over.
Polanco, with just that 203 average against right-handers since the 13th of August, had a good game last night, though. Big hit, that double in the 5-run inning.
Pauly's 4 for 16 on this homestand and 2 for 7 in this series. And he lifts one to right center field, not deep. Uggla's going back, and he makes the catch. And they're 2 away. During the 2010 season, Turkey Hill will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. With 2 outs, Chase Utley is the batter. Chase hitting .273 with 12 homers and 52 runs batted in. He has 2 hits and 7 at-bats in the series. Those 2 hits came in yesterday's second game, and they were big ones. Off the end of the bat to center. Maben misread it. He's coming on, and he dives, and he makes the catch. His athleticism and speed made up for bad eyesight or bad judgment. And it's a 1-2-3 bottom of the first for the Phils. So Cameron Maben puts away Chase Utley on a diving grab. He's fortunate because Chase could have had a base hit after Maben stepped back initially. Top of the second, Gabby Sanchez leads it off for the Marlins. And a swing and a miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1. Joe is coming out throwing his slider, his curve, and his changeup for strikes in the early going.
Right, and sure, when they went over this lineup tonight, it was kind of like going over it with Jamie Moyer. Jamie used to dominate this lineup with all his off-speed stuff because they want to swing.
Like that to center field, but playable for Victorino. 1 away. Follow the Phillies on your iPhone, iPod Touch, BlackBerry, and Android phone with MLB.com At Bat 2010. Featuring play-by-play video highlights, live audio broadcasts. Visit Phillies.com today on your iPhone, iPod Touch, Android, or BlackBerry for more details. 1 out. That brings Mike Stanton to the plate. Stanton seemed to get better yesterday after being in a horrific slump. Yesterday he was 4 for 9 with 4 runs batted in and a couple home runs. One was longer than the other.
Ugh.
He hit one just over the flower bed in left, and then hit one just over the Geico sign in left.
Yeah, that was a little different.
Yeah. And he lines one to the gap in left center field. That's in, and it's rolling to the wall. And Stanton's going to have extra bases. That's his 17th double of the year. And it's a 1-out double here in the second.
Well, like a fastball, and thankfully he didn't get it airborne because he crushed that thing. The ball really jumps off his bat when he hits it. The swing there on I'm pretty sure it was a fastball, and it goes right out to the Southwest Airlines sign. Well, when he gets some lift on them, they really fly.
So 2 doubles against Blanton so far in the first couple of innings.
Both 1-out doubles.
And no damage was done in the top of the first. And Cameron Maben tried to check his swing, but Alfonso Marquez says he went around, and it's 0-1. Maben was 1 for 4 yesterday in the day-night doubleheader. Started game 2. That one was a home run. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Ike Davis's 3-run home run has given the Mets a 3-0 lead over the Nationals. That game's in the first. Washington called up the Cuban defector that they just signed a month ago. The Maya kid. I guess he's not really a kid, but he was putting up blistering numbers down in the minor leagues. Lays off the slider, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Maben's a guy that they just don't know about. He has tremendous tools. They really want him to be their center fielder, but he just hasn't been able to produce enough to stay in the major leagues for a full year.
And he lines one deep down the left field line, hooking, foul. And that left the bat. I was wondering if it was hit so hard that it wouldn't hook.
Well, luckily it was a changeup that he got out in front of. You see he picked it up. Well, there's a changeup and it comes running right back. Oh, that's a problem with those changeups from a right-hander to right-handed hitters. Kind of like what happens with left-handed pitchers to left-handed hitters. If you miss, it's coming right back into that happy zone.
And they got a piece of the slider to stay alive, and it remains 2-2. The wheels about Maben. You're right. I mean, in the minor leagues, he's been good. In fact, this year, he was hitting .338 in AAA with 4 home runs and 23 RBIs.
Good outfielder. He can run. Good thrower. You know, he's just a tremendous prospect. You know, the clock's starting to run on him a little bit.
He was selected in the first round. Ooh, what a nice play by a fan up in the Hall of Fame club on the bare hand. The gentleman right there had a basket of food in his one hand and now has the baseball in the other.
Yeah.
Little kids behind him were frustrated. They were in the vicinity. Didn't have a chance.
Great catch.
They appeal. No swing, says Dan Iasson.
I'm starting to notice about him. He's a little bit better. He's got better plate coverage, so he's breaking balls away, and he doesn't chase as many. He's had a couple of really good chase sliders in this at bat that normally would have gotten him out. And so maybe the light's starting to come on a little bit for him. He's got long arms. He can get the pitches.
Lines one down the left field line, foul.
Missed the spot again.
Brad Davis waits on deck. This will be the 10th pitch of this at bat as Blanton gets his signs from Ruiz. Back toward the middle, off the glove of Blanton. Boy, he reacted well, and Ryan Howard used all of his frame to pull that one in. And Blanton's telling everybody to go on back. He's fine. 2 outs and a runner at third.
That was a fastball, and it was scalded. But with the 11th pitch of the at bat, yeah, he did wave him off right away.
A lot of times you don't react that well when you get a ball right back to the box. They're laughing about it right now.
They keep saying, I'm fine.
Rich Doobie's probably saying to him, well, we're just going to give your heart a couple of moments just to settle down a little bit.
That was smoked. Who's that guy smiling?
Yeah, we haven't seen him smile that often lately.
Who is that? Oh, that's Doobs.
He was smiling today. He was talking to the media today about the potential of the off days and skipping a starter or two from time to time. And he was funny. He was kind of relaxed. He was playing with the scribes a little bit.
He can be. He can be. Oh, he's a world-class needler. We know this. But sometimes he's serious. Mark Anderson just making sure. Here's that fastball. Where'd it hit him?
I don't know if it hit him in the leg or I think it hit him in the leg. There's the wave off.
Right away. Get out of here. I'm fine. But they weren't going to take that for an answer. They would go out and check on him.
Well, 2 outs and a runner at third. Here's Brad Davis. Davis is 1 for 5 in the series. We'd love to retire the 8-hitter and then have the pitcher lead off the third.
Right.
But they do have a base open.
And Davis, as a catcher, should know what they're trying to do, and now they're just going to put him on.
So they'll intentionally walk Brad Davis and Chris Volstad. Chris Volstad will bat with 2 aboard. Carlos Ruiz knows a thing or two about that. He's been intentionally walked a number of times this year from the 8-hole.
You don't get sloppy here now. Volstad's a guy who should get him out.
And a fastball for a strike on the outside corner.
Guy's a lifetime 113 hitter. 4 for 42 this year, 095. Good pitches. All of them, down and away. Not a cookie right in the middle of the plate where a pitcher could hit it.
Checked on a slider, and it's 1-2. Try to go back to that same spot. He got the first 2 strikes, and it was a little low.
Yeah, he just locked into everything away. If there were a hitter up there, you might want to try something inside eventually. When you see pitchers against Joe, but hope they are.
And he fouls it back. That came over the plate.
Didn't think, that's quite the way to go, in my opinion, because you give me a chance to get at something quick that way. And if you miss your spot, it's in the middle of the plate, which that was, as opposed to away, the way he's been pitching them early in the at-bat.
Over to third. Polanco scoops it up. He has time, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left for the Marlins here in the second. We go to the bottom of the second here in Philadelphia, and Ryan Howard is due to lead it off. Hear his take on his new quarterback and the new era of the Eagles, plus much more. Only on Meet the Eagles with Andy Reid tonight at 11 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Give us a chance to send a couple special birthdays tonight to the dean of Philadelphia sportscasters in this town. He was at the game yesterday. Looked great. Good to see him. Bill Campbell. And the chairman of the Philadelphia Phillies, Mr. William Yale Giles. It's also his birthday today. And my dad would have been 93.
93.
That's quite a collection of men right there, in my opinion, those three guys.
Well, we also have to throw Jeff Halleckman, our producer.
Yep.
Today's his birthday as well.
Jeffrey's birthday. We wish him a happy birthday. So that's quite a group of guys right there.
I think he's old enough now to have an adult beverage.
Yeah. I think I've seen him with one.
Well, that's true. Birthdays all over the place. Bill Campbell, 87 years old, and he looks outstanding.
Yeah, it was good to see him yesterday. We all know the Bopper's just doing fine, Mr.
He's
Giles.
doing fine.
Probably teed it up somewhere today.
It was a nice day to do it.
Yeah.
Ryan Howard leads it off here in the home second. Ryan is 1 for 7 in the series. Mentioned he has 5 home runs against Chris Volstad in his career. And he lines one in the gap in left center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit and go right on by Logan Morrison. Now with Ryan's bad wheel, he's going to pull it to second and be content with a leadoff double.
Nice job of hitting, though, by Ryan Howard. Take that pitch the other way like that and hit it into the gap in left center. Here it is. Volstad throws a big old overhand curveball. Doesn't try to do too much with it. Logan Morrison can't quite cut it off. And it's a double.
And Ryan is safe and secure. Safe and secure at second with New York Life.
You want to get him over, get him in. Get the lead here. Phillies pitched around the 8-hole hitter and walked him. You know, just so they wouldn't fall behind 1-0 on a fluke hit. Well, not a fluke hit, but a hit by the 8-hole hitter.
Jimmy tries to bunt. And bunts it toward third.
He did that on his own. You know, even though he's a 5-hole hitter, you know, he's still kind of thinking more of a top of the order mentality of get him over, get him in, which is good. But when you're in that 5-hole, I think they'd much rather try to pull the ball here, because maybe you'll get more out of it.
And he does pull it right by Gabby Sanchez and into right field. Howard's going to score easily, and the Phillies take the early lead. An RBI single by Jimmy Rollins. That was a sweet swing. It's 1-0 Phils.
Yeah, that was his quick bat there. And you're so used to seeing left-handed, which he's been struggling with. And that's my point about pulling the ball. A lot of times, you pull the ball like that, and you not only get him over, maybe you get more out of it. And he really hits this thing hard. Perfect pitch to pull. Sanchez, was kind of aware of him bunting on that first pitch, thinking, well, maybe he'll do it again. And even though Ryan's not running that well, he could score easily on that.
Jimmy's second into the series. Throw over, and he's back diving. Charlie Manuel spent a lot of this afternoon talking about his lineup. And he said that he doesn't really have to give anybody any explanations on why he's batting guys in particular spots. He said Jimmy Rollins is the Phillies leadoff guy, but he's trying to get him going. And by putting him in the 5-hole, he's hoping that he can get him going, and he's also hoping he can get Shane Victorino going in the leadoff spot.
I already got a little testy down there. Well, he explained all that yesterday. So it was like, what are you asking me again for? I told you that last night. It's that time of the year.
2-0 the count to Ibanez.
Everybody's a little tense this time. Everybody's nerves are a little.
He was good with it.
Yeah. Well, he is. But, I know from talking to him this afternoon, he's tired of the same questions.
Another throw over.
I think everybody really looking forward to Thursday too, and they want to bear down and win these last 2 games and play well and finally have that day off. They have really acquitted themselves well in this brutal stretch they've been in.
13-9 during the first 22 games of the 24 and 23, and Jimmy is back ahead of the tag.
Holstad, you can run on him because he's so big, but you see he has quick feet, and whether they're good throwovers or not. It was Dan Iasonia, the first base umpire. Jimmy goes in, just gets his hand on the bag, but that's as far as he can go, wherever that lead is.
Off the end of the bat, Logan Morrison moves back a few steps. Well, the Phillies announced the Paul Owens Award winners today for the best offensive players in the minor league, best offensive player in the minor leagues, and the best pitcher in the minor leagues. And Dominic Brown, you figured it was going to be Dominic, 327 with 20 home runs and 68 RBIs. That doesn't include his 2 home runs and 12 RBIs up here with the Major League club. And Scott Matheson is back from 2 Tommy John surgeries, and he did a heck of a job for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. 26 saves in 54 games. And he's up now here with the big club. So congratulations to those 2 guys.
Yeah, and a lot of times we'll have one or even both of the Paul Owens Award winners up here in the booth to hang out a little bit. Well, not this year because they're in uniform.
Not this year. Jason Worth batting 7th tonight. He was not in the original starting lineup because the Paul Owens Award winner, Dominic Brown, was in. But Dominic came up with a sore quad. So they decided to put Jason back in the lineup.
And he's 1 for 17 against Volstad with 7 strikeouts. And that was another reason why Charlie just thought, you know what, he could use another night off. And then play him tomorrow against Andrew Miller, the left-hander. But as you mentioned, Tommy, with him going down, with Dominic Brown going down with that little bit of an injury tonight, decided to play his veteran right fielder, his starter.
Said that Jason and Raul Ibanez have played the most games this year of anybody, and he figured another night with Jason able to put his feet up wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, especially off a guy who struggled hitting. If he was tearing this guy up, it'd be different. But you never know. He wasn't in the lineup. Maybe he'll have a big night. Very aware of Jimmy Rollins at first base. Probably getting a lot of throwovers from the dugout.
The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Marie Wenhall, Percy, Pennsylvania. If the Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, Marie will win $400. Little low, and it's 3-2 to Jason.
A lot of times you like to run here, but it's just probably not a good situation with Jason Worth struggling against this certain pitcher, and you may strike out into a double play. So there's Carlos Ruiz swinging the bat well on decks. I don't think they'd run. There he goes.
There he goes. And he fouls it back.
It's confidence. That's why the skipper does those things. Trying to make some things happen, even with guys that are swing and miss prone. Jason Worth has a great eye. Everybody knows that, but all hitters have a tendency to expand the zone when it's 3-2 and they know the runner's going, because they don't want to stand with a bat in their shoulder and a strikeout double play.
Jimmy goes again, and he pulls it towards shortstop. Ramirez has it, no play at second.
Stayed out of the double play by running.
So 2 outs, and here's Carlos Ruiz.
See Jimmy go on the count there, and Jason Worth hooks that ball to short, a dead double play ball, but he was running, so he had no shot. Did Ramirez at second. They have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs, and they're going to make Joe Blanton get. Whoa! They're intentionally walking Carlos Ruiz and then spun around, trying to pick him off second, pick Jimmy off.
That can't happen again, can it?
Better not.
Humberto Quintero, when Carlos Ruiz was being intentionally walked against the Astros, picked off Jason Worth at second.
It's actually a pretty good play, for the pitcher to wheel and throw like that, because runner might be looking in, seeing the guy being intentionally walked, kind of daydream a little bit, and zip, get you.
All 4, and the Phillies have 2 aboard for Joe Blanton. Well, Joe, like Volstad, has not had a whole lot of success offensively. He is 6 for 48. Volstad had only 4 hits before his last at bat. Still has 4. And he went soft with Blanton, and it's 0-1.
Outfielders, of course, are really shallow right now, playing Blanton towards right center.
Jimmy takes off, and Joe whacks it foul past Sam Perlazzo. Bonifacio started to move, and then the ball was hit on the ground.
Really, and of course, he shouldn't do that.
Right.
Because you really don't worry about him going to third base in this situation, or the Marlins shouldn't. And they don't want to leave a big hole on the left side, even though Blanton's, you wouldn't think he'd pull, but he just did.
Swing and a miss, and Joe's down on strikes. The side is retired, but the Phillies strike first. They get an RBI single off the bat of Jimmy Rollins. That scored Ryan Howard. They strand 2. We go to the third. It's 1-0 Phils. fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, we thought we'd make it easy for you tonight. Marlins TV broadcaster and former Phil, Tommy Hutton, took the mound for the Expos in a 16-0 blowout loss to the Cardinals in 1980. What hitter did Hutt strike out?
Now, why would that be easy?
Because he's your friend. I'm sure he told that story over and over again about his knuckleball and how good it was. And
how are you going to remember what guy he struck out in 1980?
He's your friend, don't you?
But what does that have to do with who he struck out?
Well, don't you tell stories with each other about it? Some of the things that you've done, and no.
Well, yeah. I mean,
there's Hutt.
We are old pals, to say the least. We go back a long way. Great guy. He does a good job on the Marlins telecast. And boy, could he hit Tom Seaver.
Well, but I thought you were also going to tell us about, he came in with a knuckleball and he got this guy, and this guy was a pretty good hitter.
He probably did throw his knuckleball that night.
A swing and bunt by Bonifacio. Jimmy gloves it. No chance. Boy.
They can run that guy.
They got it in the ideal spot. Blanton's fallen off to the first base side, and it goes to the third base side.
That was one of those slug bunts. And he does that the way Furcal used to do it. Rafael Furcal was really good at that when he first came up. He just slugs at it, tries to find a spot. Jimmy was thinking about barehanding it, and then he wasn't going to get him by barehanding. Now look at this guy run. And he's running anyway. With that kind of bunt, he's flying out of that batter's box. That's big-time speed.
Well, you figure he's going to be off and running at some point. He's 6 for 6 this year in stolen bases in the big leagues. So Carlos is going to be tested with Logan Morrison at the plate. And Morrison will take some pitches.
Shows a good move.
Bonifacio. Not a huge lead right now. He'll inch off a little bit more.
Blanton has quick feet, and that's why he's able to keep guys close. Slide step. Oh, what Morrison was doing there with that swing. Well, that's as much as we've watched him now, he looks like such a good hitter. He's got to be in pull mode there with that runner at first base and the hole open on the right side. He took kind of a funky emergency swing like he had 2 strikes on him.
Over to the right side. Howard has it, snow cones it, and can't get it out of his glove. And no, he dropped the ball. And Morrison will come up limping. They had him if he held on to the ball.
Well, this guy's getting beat up, isn't he? Yeah, he's out at first, absolutely. And as you said, Brian Howard can't get the ball off his glove.
Well, Morrison a couple of days ago got that shiner on a foul ball while standing in the on-deck circle.
Here it is. He's thinking about, of course, the first thing you think here is get the guy going to second because it's a lot easier. But that guy is so fast. Then he couldn't get it out of his glove. And then Blanton couldn't get the first under control. Collision. Another look at it. Right there, it's stuck in the glove. And then he backhands it after double pumping with it. Nothing pretty about that play. Where somebody used to say that wasn't even cute.
Well, they haven't scored it yet. Well, now they have. It's going to be a base hit for Logan Morrison. So he's 2 for 2. Phillies lead it 1-0, but the Marlins are certainly threatening with Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez takes a pitch low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Ramirez grounded a J-roll at shortstop his first time up. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. he is a good one. He's also a former batting champ. He's got some power, but he also is just a really good hitter.
Yeah, the first two guys get on. Not a good thing for the Phillies with Ramirez in that 3-hole now and being so successful there.
Back toward the off the glove of Bland. Utley's got it. Looks to second. Throws to first. What away.
Double play ball. You know, pitchers just react to that. Saw that the other night in Colorado. Bastardo deflected one that was a double play. That thing was going right to Chase Utley. Was an easy double play ball. And almost disastrous. Fastball, Blanton, you know, it's right there. So he's going to reach up and he doesn't catch it. Now watch where Chase Utley is. See, that is right at him. And they really got lucky that that thing didn't deflect further away and have the bases loaded or even Bonifacio scoring on it.
On Wheels, they've changed the scoring on Logan Morrison's at bat. It's an E1 and an assist to Ryan Howard.
You can see that. You know, I just thought they were taking the way out right there and scored a base hit because
hit hard to shortstop. The game's going to be tied at 1. Uggla will get an RBI, but he's retired for the second out.
You know, because of the way that play developed and everything. But, you know, Blanton was there and dropped the ball and he was going to be out. And there's your mistake, not a mistake, but, you know, the ball going off his glove that would have been double play and end the inning. See, he's there, but it was tough for him to get under control with all that was going on. And Ryan Howard deked him with the first throw. You know, he kind of faked it. He didn't mean to fake it.
I think because Joe wasn't near the bag. Right. He was probably waiting for him to get to the bag.
Exactly.
Swing and a miss by Gabby Sanchez.
So, you know, it's a play that should have been made. It's going to cost him a run here, at least one run.
Sanchez flies to center his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Gabby Sanchez, not only the leading hitter with runners in scoring position for the Marlins, he has some of the best numbers of any rookie in the National League.
There was a play here on Sunday that was eventually a scoring change after the game. Remember that play at first base when Ryan Howard dropped the throw? Well, if the scorer deems that the runner was going to be called safe, then give a hit and keep the error on the play. And Howard kept the error, and then Contreras was charged with an extra hit. I can't remember who hit that ball. Somebody from Milwaukee.
Line drive right past Jimmy Rollins, and it's a left center field. Around third, heading for home is Morrison. The throw goes to second. It's an RBI single for Sanchez, and the Marlins take the lead.
Yeah, well, there you go. With not making play in the inning, it turns into runs.
'73 RBIs now for Sanchez in his first full season with the Marlins.
This time of the year, when you get in a lot of close games, you got to make plays. And, you know, Blanton deflects the ball and play at first base, and Ryan Howard's playing all those things in this inning. Now it's a 2-run inning.
Morrison being checked out by Edwin Rodriguez and the Marlins athletic trainer.
Guy's had a tough couple of days, huh?
The eye looks like it's got some more bruising around it today.
That thing will keep getting blacker and blacker for a while after what happened to him.
0-2 the count to Stanton.
These guys are really aggressive, as you can see with the swings they take, and you just don't want to give them a lot of fastballs to hit. Doesn't mean you don't use your fastball, but you just don't want to give them balls in the middle of the plate.
That slider was toward the outer part of the plate. And Stanton stayed alive. I mentioned that Stanton had been struggling coming into yesterday's day-night doubleheader. Well, yesterday he had 4 hits. His last at bat, he doubled to left center, so his numbers against the Phillies pretty darn good. And he stays alive with another foul ball. Got him. Stanton's down on strikes. The side is retired. The Marlins scored 2 runs, 1 earned, 1 unearned. Logan Morrison still being tended to. It was his error that kind of opened things up for Florida to score the 2 runs and take the lead. And the new Kizashi midsize sports sedan. Suzuki, the power of engineering. By WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for amazingly low office product prices. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Last of the 3rd. By the way, the runs that Blanton allowed, 2 unearned runs in the top of the 3rd. So it's 2-1 Florida as we go to the home 3rd. Shane Victorino leads it off, and he takes a pitch low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. A line drive caught by Ugla. That ball was past him, and he made the catch. So 1 away. Well, speaking of Shane Victorino, he's done so much work in the community already here in Philadelphia. Well, he was nominated for the 2010 Roberto Clemente Award. He began the Flying Hawaiian All-Stars ticketing program, launched the Shane Victorino Foundation, and with that, he has pledged to donate $900,000 to the Philadelphia Boys and Girls Club. The Clemente Award is given annually to the Major League Baseball player who combines dedication to giving back to the community with outstanding baseball skills.
And, of course, named after a great man who lost his life on a humanitarian mission to Nicaragua after it had a horrible earthquake, and Roberto Clemente was on an airplane that crashed, and he died in that crash, and he had just gotten his 3,000th hit that year as a season, and he got 2.999 in Philadelphia, and they took him out of the game and went back to Pittsburgh and got off John Matlack, who grew up in Westchester, as a left-handed pitcher for the Mets.
And if he hadn't been killed, he wasn't done.
No. Roberto Clemente had years left.
A looper towards center. Ugla's not going to get there. A base hit for Polanco. A 1-out single. Well, congratulations to Shane. Jamie Moyer is a former Clemente Award winner, overall award winner. Last year, Cole Hamels was nominated by the Phillies. And it's great to see all of the Phillies players doing their work in the community. And they do work in the community. There's Cole. He and his wife Heidi have the Hamels Foundation. And they've done some tremendous work within the Philadelphia school system and beyond. Now with one out, Chase Utley will dig in. Chase fly to center his first time up. And he takes a fastball on the inside corner for strike one. Chase will stay alive. That'll be back into the seats over the Marlins dugout. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. The ball rolled right back down to Jeffrey Loria, the manager of the owner of the Florida Marlins.
Yeah. Right behind their dugout. There he is.
That glasses on.
Gentleman right there is Jeffrey Loria. He's a big fan. Look at that World Series ring.
That's a dandy.
That's an isometric exercise to lift your hand up.
That's the 03 championship.
Yeah, that's right. They got them. The Phillies were there the day they were presented with those rings, so we saw them. Man, they made that beautiful ring. The Phillies they got 2 years ago look small.
One ball, 2 strikes the count to Chase. Goes after a changeup. 2 away. Well, the Washington Nationals, who are trailing the Mets tonight 4-0 at the top of the 4th. They'll be here at Philadelphia for one more series beginning Friday, September 17th. It's Cabrini College Nick Cat Night. Fans 15 and over. There are limited seats available for all 3 games, but the good news is there are seats available. So log on to Phillies.com right now to purchase today. Probably hear us say that a lot for the rest of the year. Limited seats available. Tickets are going so fast.
Well, Volstad's come out here against 2 guys after Polanco's base hit. Utley and Howard have worn him out, and he's gone 0-2 on both of them. See Chase still shaking his head. Took 2 fastballs that, were right there, and then struck out on a changeup.
See if that pattern continues with Howard. No, he came back with a high fastball. Ryan in his last 18 games against the Marlins. How about 7 home runs and a .338 average? And he's down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Volstad. And the Phillies go down rather quietly here in the 3rd. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We go to the 4th. It's a 2-1 game. Mason. For amazingly low prices on office supplies, furniture, cleaning supplies, kitchen snacks, and Green Mountain Coffee, who but W.B. Mason? Now we head to the fourth. Phillies trail at 2-1. Phillies with 2 runs on, or Marlins with 2 runs on 4 hits. The Phillies with a run on 3 hits. And Joe Blanton goes back to work against the bottom of the Marlins order. Gary Matthews joins us up here in the booth. And Cameron Maybin takes a pitch inside. It's 1-0. Maybin grounded back to Blanton. He hit a bullet right off of Joe. His first time up. Joe didn't panic and got to the ball and got the out.
Hit him in a pretty good spot. Ball didn't bounce away, kind of just dropped down, and he did hold his composure, get the out.
Two and two. I think that's the big thing, Sarge. A lot of times when you get a ball hit back to the box, if you're the pitcher, it's tough to keep your composure. There's a little bit of pain involved. And everything's moving so fast.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Straightaway center field. Victorino on the run with his back to the infield. That one is off the wall, and it shoots away from Victorino. Maybin can fly, and he's on his way to third, and he'll get there sliding. Second triple of the year for Cameron Maybin.
Even if he's playing back deep, pretty difficult to catch that ball. Any ball that's hit straight at the center fielder and over his head, the most difficult catch to make. That ball going right off the wall as he hits a breaking ball. Kind of stayed up in the zone and goes off the pad, ricochets away. By then, Maybin, who has great speed, he's off to the races. Long stride.
Now the Phillies from the infield back. A slow roller to third. Polanco's got it, thought about home, and said goes to first. He had no chance to get Maybin because he was going on contact, and it's 3-1 Florida.
Yeah, not only that, he was right in the way of the throw. Got to give him a lot of credit, and it's all about that jump. Kind of surprised that they're going on contact with nobody out. But again, you got a speedster up there. Now watch how he gets right in the way of the throw as he gets over there to the left just a little bit. See him over there on that line just a little bit. Well, kind of impedes that throw. Didn't want to take a chance and have further damage.
So with 1 out, the base is empty. Volstad is the batter, and he fouls the first pitch off. And it's 0-1. Well, the Phillies playing from behind here at home against the Marlins. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Braves and the Pirates are scoreless in the bottom of the 5th. James McDonald against Tim Hudson. McDonald's the kid they got from the Dodgers. And Hudson, of course, has had himself a year that would put him in the conversation for the Cy Young Award. Braves had runners on first and third with 2 outs in their half of the 5th and didn't score. And the Pirates have the leadoff batter aboard in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, that actually makes the season for the Pirates if they're able to win the series there against the Atlanta Braves. And that's the most difficult thing. You're playing teams that don't have a chance. They're trying to spoil your party by beating you, and they play a little bit more relaxed.
Well, I would think that it varies team to team, Sarge. Some teams probably take that thought process. Others may have just folded it up for the year.
Well, the guys that aren't winning, they're trying to win. And again, that makes their season, even if they're in last place and not playing very well, if they can sweep a team that has a chance to get to postseason, they're feeling pretty good about themselves.
Well, the other thing, too, I would imagine you have guys like, let's say, Emilio Bonifacio. They're trying to make an impression. You know, they're just called up, or they've only been up for a short period of time. And, you know, they're trying to play for a job for next year.
Yeah, no question. He has the speed, and he just needs to get on. Unfortunately, you can't steal first base. You got to hit to get on.
ahead 3-2.
He certainly just want to try and put it in play and with his speed.
In the air to right center field. Long run for Jason Worth, and he's not going to get there. Off the top of the wall, he overran it. That'll give Bonifacio a chance to go to third, and he's there standing. It's the second triple of the inning for the Marlins.
You can see that's his third triple, but again, it gets in the alley. And no chance at all. It's going to be 3 for those guys. Maben. Now watch this. See what the pitch is here. That ball down, right out over the plate. Gets good wood on it, as you heard it. Now watch him fly. He just doesn't break stride at all, almost as if he's a sprinter.
And now the tough part of the Marlins lineup. But it begins with Logan Morrison, who is 2 for 2 today. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. It's not going to be a long night for Joe with 75 pitches here in the 4th.
A couple of miscues costing, I thought, a couple of runs there.
Towards center field. Pretty well hit, but playable for Victorino. A couple steps from the track. He puts it away. The side is retired. Marlins leave one at third. They get a run on a ground out by Brad Davis. They lead it 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. By Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Phillies. By McDonald's, introducing strawberry, banana, and wild berry real fruit smoothies. Try a small for just $2.29 only at McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by your participating Philadelphia area Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDealer.com. Now last to the 4th, Phillies trail at 3-1. We're going to get something going here against Chris Volstad. Jimmy Rollins got something going his last time up. An RBI single that gave the Phils a 1-0 lead, and he's ahead 1-0 in this at bat. Sarge Charlie said today that even though Jimmy's batting 5th tonight and batted 5th last night, Jimmy's still his leadoff guy.
Yeah, I just think he's trying to find a combination and trying to make it where Jimmy's getting hits or getting on base, borderline low. But just getting him, trying to get him going before you can get him putting back in that spot.
And Charlie also said the same could be said for Victorino, that, you know, trying to give them a different look in the lineup to maybe get them back to where they need to be.
And that is getting on base and being able to score runs. They put pressure on the pitchers by getting on.
There's no doubt that Charlie and Jimmy have a very good relationship. Charlie said, you know, I'll talk to the players, but it's still my team to decide how to get things rolling. Jimmy hustling out of the box. Ugla nearly pulled Sanchez off the bag. 1 out. Oh, we've been talking about how tickets are flying out the door for this year and the rest of September, but how about 2011? Phillies are accepting deposits on full and 5 different partial season plans right now. You can call 215-463-5000 or log on to Phillies.com anytime to make your deposit or to check out what the Phillies have going for 2011. Two and 0 to Raul Ibanez. He flied out to left his first time up.
Ball appeared to be away. Guys got to start hitting that pitch where it is. So if it's on the outside, you got to go that way and hit it that way. When you try and pull it, that's when you run into problems. Just off the plate.
Opposite way. That's well hit. Morrison on the run to the warning track, to the wall. Gone! An opposite field solo home run for Raul Ibanez. Lucky number 13, and the Phillies are within 1.
Maybe that will get him going. Notice that ball up, out, over the plate. He left it out there, didn't try and pull it. He got good wood on it as he sends that ball to the left field. That's how you can tell a player if he's getting ready to get hot or not, by the way he hits it. Now look at that ball going away, and he hits that ball going that way as opposed to trying to pull it. Good hitting.
And Marie Wenhall of Percy, PA, you've just won $400. Compliments of Raul and the McDonald's home run jackpot. That was a pretty good swing, Sarge.
Oh, yeah. Excellent hitting and going the way that he should have. A pitch before, he tried to pull that ball, which was down. That ball up in the zone, and he just tattooed it.
1-1 the count to Jason. And he lays off. It's 2-1.
Those are the kind of home runs that we came used to seeing Ibanez hit last year.
Well, it's his first homer since the 22nd of August. At that point, he was swinging pretty well.
Well, you talk about hitting. Hitting is definitely confidence. Well, you have confidence going up at the plate, knowing that you're going to hit the ball hard somewhere. It's a good feeling.
Carlos waits for his turn. Opposite way. Well hit. Stanton to the warning track. It's playable, and he makes the catch. There's an old adage in baseball that you just miss it, or some people don't. Some people think that you can't just miss it, but if you can, Jason just did.
Oh, there's no question. You kind of hit that not right there on the meat of the bat. You know, it was going in the right area. Just not really solid contact, because when he does, that will leave the yard.
Off the end of the bat, off the glove of Bonifacio. Ruiz is around first. He'll be at second. A 2-out double.
give a lot of credit to those fans there that are on that left field line, smart enough to let that ball go, as this ball is just rifled right down that third base line. See how it goes right off of his glove there. Fans actually let that ball go as he gets a double.
Well, Carlos is safe and secure at second, safe and secure with New York Life. Joe struck out his first time up. One ball, one strike the count. Carlos in scoring position. Way outside.
Vostad is very hittable tonight. We've seen him throw a lot better in terms of being able to throw that fastball right around 93, 94. Good hook. Good pitch to hit right there.
Kept that fair. He might have had a base hit.
Well, that was a breaking ball, and that was very hittable up in the zone. Those are the kind of hitters that you like to hit. See the ball a lot better.
Swing and a miss. And Blanton is down on strikes for the second time tonight. So the Phillies leave one in scoring position, but Raul Ibanez left the yard. His opposite field home run has made this a one-run game. It's his 13th of the year, and that takes us to the top of the fifth. In the community and on the field for the 2011 season. Now the Phils are looking for softball players with outgoing personalities and strong interpersonal skills. Submit a 2-minute DVD highlighting your softball experience and why you should be considered. Send it to the Phillies, Citizens Bank Park, 1 Citizens Bank Way, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19148. Attention, ball girl applicant. You must be 18 years or old. Deadline for submissions, October 4th. No phone calls, please. Just send in the DVD. Top of the fifth, Henley Ramirez leads it off. Ramirez tonight 0 for 3. Sarge, this point in the year, if you're a player, are you looking at the dots out in the outfield on the scoreboard to see what's going on in games that matter around the league?
This last month, of course. Yep, looking right at it.
One hopper, snared nicely by Bellotti. Well, so far in the bottom of the fifth, a no-hitter being thrown by the New York Mets, and they have never had a no-hitter.
Wow.
No-hitter through 5. They lead the Nationals 4-0. Dylan Gee is the pitcher. And those are the green dots we're talking about. Now, they just went dark. That means the Braves had a bases loaded 1-out situation and didn't score. I know when I go to the ballpark, I'm looking to see where Atlanta is on the scoreboard, or where the Mets are on the scoreboard, or where the Giants are right now.
Well, the Braves are gone into a little bit of a slump, not hitting like they were before. Breaking ball, breaking out of the zone.
So would you just peek periodically during the game?
Well, you would look. I mean, you pay attention to your game. I know when we were with the Cubs there, we would play early before everyone else. Put that victory up there, would put pressure on the opposition. I thought that was clearly an advantage. And again, everybody looks at it differently, but you go to happy hour instead of going out late at night. Well, that's what you have to do.
Fly ball to right center. It was swung, it looked like, with one hand. It still carried pretty well. 2 outs.
Good job by Blanton, getting him off balance. That's what he wants to do.
Well, even in the American League, they're looking at the scoreboard. Tampa Bay is starting to falter in the American League East. The Yankees, with pitching staff that's struggling, they lead the American League East. And the Red Sox are trying to stay alive, and they think the series against the Rays is really going to help. Well, they trail at 4-2. Yankees, meanwhile, are trailing at 5-1 in the bottom of the fifth to Buck Showalter's suddenly upstart Baltimore Orioles.
Now, those guys there are playing for jobs next year, and believe me, they feel it's a feather in their cap every time they beat the Yankees, the Rays, Boston.
Over to shortstop. Jimmy to his right. Gathers himself, and the side is retired. That's a good inning by Joe Blanton. He got the meat of the order in order. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. We go to the bottom of the fifth. The Phillies trail it by 1. Hey, every time the Phillies retire the opposing team in order, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Xfinity Triple Play, your complete lineup for digital TV, high-speed internet, and home phone. Joe Blatton retired the Marlins in order in the bottom of the fourth, or excuse me, top of the fifth. Let's see if the Phillies can get something rolling here in the bottom of the fifth. Sarge Victorino is on the doorstep of joining an exclusive club for yet another year. He has 21 doubles, 9 triples, and 16 home runs. And with one more triple, he will join the triple-double club, which right now has one member, and it's Carl Crawford of Tampa Bay. There are others that are getting their invites, but Crawford's the only one that's in the club right now.
Well, you would think his chances would have to be pretty good with his speed.
Down the right field line. That one's carried pretty well toward the corner. This ball game is tied. A solo home run for Victorino, his 17th of the year. Second homer of the night for the Phils. It's a 3-3 game.
Well, that's an off-speed pitch, and he's been popping those balls up. That ball, however, breaking down and in as he dropped the head of the bat on that ball. Didn't have a chance to actually go foul. Didn't know if he had enough. You see that ball coming in? He kind of knew he got it. Didn't hook it all. It just straightened out as it gets into about that, well, fourth row.
Placido Polanco is now the batter. 17 home runs for Victorino. Every home run he hits from here on out is a career high. 61 runs batted in.
Well, every time up so far, though, he's hit the ball hard. That's what you want to continue to do. Good things will happen when you do that.
Opposite way for Polanco. Stanton into the alleyway. One out. One out in the bottom of the fifth. That'll bring Chase Utley to the plate. By the way, Sarge, that no-hitter that's going on down in Washington, Dylan G., who's pitching the no-hitter for the Mets, is making his major league debut against the Maya kid who we talked about before, the defector from Cuba. So two rookies battling. It's 4-0 Mets, and Dylan G. has a no-hitter. Only one major league pitcher has thrown a no-hitter in his debut, and that was Bobo Holliman of the St. Louis Browns, who did it back in 1953.
Wow. Well, you have to bring that back up when Brother Wills is here. Maybe he knows or remembers that particular game.
How do you forget somebody whose nickname is Bobo?
Boy.
Let alone the fact that he threw a no-hitter. Two away here at the bottom of the fifth. Ryan Howard walks to the plate. Ryan doubled and scored back in the second, struck out his last time up.
Well, this is when he wants to be disciplined and swinging his pitch, the pitch that he's looking for. Preferably something just middle.
Opposite way for Howard. That's pretty well hit. Morrison's going back, and that one is gone. A solo home run for Ryan, his 27th of the year. And these lefties for the Phils are peppering the left field porch.
Well, that's exactly the pitch that I'm talking about. Something out there over the plate. Able to get extended. Talked about Bostad. Did not have his good stuff tonight. Evident, too, the ball going out of the ballpark. Actually just muscled this ball out of the ballpark. Oh, my. When you just listen to the sound, he will get you up out of your seat with the way that he swings.
And Jimmy serves one into center. Another base hit. Jimmy's 2 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, that's that thing about hitting in the fifth spot. I mean, if he's going to go, if he's going to start hitting, I would like to see him stay right there, and you're starting to get some production out of him. And again, J-Ro has a lot of pride about his hitting, so he's not going to be wanting pitchers just to walk Ryan Howard to get to him. And basically, he's swinging at strikes then.
Well, and if you have Shane hitting in the leadoff spot and Jimmy doing this in the 5-hole or the 6-hole, that's pretty good.
Yeah, well, that was a good pitch, though, as he goes down, but didn't try and pull the ball. He's been trying to pull a lot of those balls that have been down and not getting great results. Got to hit that ball where it's pitched, especially if it's outside. You got to be able to hit that ball the opposite way. Ryan Howard, Ibanez, capable of driving more balls to left field.
Randy St. Clair, who just spent a moment on the mound, spends another moment on the phone, and the Marlins are going to get Jorge Sosa up in the pen. 4-3 Phillies. Ibanez homered his last time up.
Yeah, Bostad usually throws a lot more fastballs, and he has gone to the off-speed pitch.
Sarge Willie Harris has broken up the no-hitter and the shutout with a home run.
It's okay with me. Should have a pretty healthy cut on this if it's to his liking. Take a look at this here, the fourth inning, as he goes the opposite way, hitting the ball out of the ballpark. They'll get out of here, those line drives, in this ballpark.
There goes Jimmy. Pitch is taken for a strike. The throw is a little high, and Jimmy's safe at second.
Banya's taking a pretty good pitch. Take a look exactly where it is. Great jump by J-Ro. No chance at all to throw him out as he gets down.
Base popped up again.
Yep. Look at that bag as it comes up. Probably already loose from Chase Utley knocking it off of its stand there.
Back toward the middle, another base hit. Here comes Jimmy. He's going to score from second. Raul has his second RBI of the night, and the Phillies lead it 5-3.
Boy, that's clutch hitting there. 2 outs, driving that ball up the middle. Took a 2-0 strike there. Ball almost right in the same place. Again, Bostad not throwing as hard as we normally see him throw. Very hittable tonight. Here's the ball driven right up the middle. J-Ro, no problem to score. That's what I've always thought. Base hit, you should score. Not only that, makes it easier because the outfielders are playing with their backs up against the wall.
Phillies now with 9 hits, Sarge, and still 2 outs here in the 5th as Worth takes one off the outside corner. It's 1-0.
What you like when a pitcher's struggling and you know you're in that fastball count. So now you're just looking at it, hopefully in a particular zone and letting it go. Fighting Fields have made pretty good contact on both stats so far.
3-0 the count. Green light here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, especially when you see your pitcher on that mound there and he's struggling some. So when you want to try and capitalize on it, hopefully he makes a mistake. Just don't want to overswing and make sure it's your pitch.
He got the green light. A grounder to third, and Bonifacio threw it wide, but Ugla anchored the bag, and the side is retired. Phillies get 3 runs in the inning. 2 homers and an RBI single. Here's the first homer from Victorino to right, and then Ryan Howard the opposite way, and the Phillies take a 5-3 lead into the 6th. Utley. You can't swing with a bad hand, but when the hand is better, the bat returns. The Power production took a trip to the West and delivered in the clutch. Like a flip of the switch, extra base hits are coming in bunches, and none bigger than a Rocky Mountain Slam. The chase is back on, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Well, the Fanatic was just entertaining the crowd in between innings as we get set for the top of the 6th. He's been on top of his game recently with some of his antics prior to a ball game. Mike Stanton leads it off for the Marlins. And Joe Blanton has a 2-run lead to work with.
Yeah, this is a big inning here. Needs that shutdown inning as it floats a little breaking ball over the plate.
Stanton so far has doubled, and Blanton got him on strikes his last time up. And it's 1-1.
Now, this is always the time of the year where a lot of different teams start thinking about maybe going to that 4-man rotation.
Right to Polanco.
And all that does is just make sure that, well, see Volstad, it looks like he's had enough. But when you go to that 4-man rotation there, it's simple. You're going to face your 3 big guns that much more. And looking at the schedule, where you have all those Thursdays off this month, there's that extra day. You know, I know that's what we did in '84 with the Cubs going to a 4-man rotation. Sanderson is the guy that they took out, but then making a mistake, putting him back in during the playoffs, and didn't think he really had deserved it, and he was hurt most of the year.
Well, Charlie and Rich Doobie were asked today about Kyle Kendrick and his status. Vance Worley pitched yesterday, and Worley went 5 innings and allowed a couple of runs. Kyle in his last outing, 4 innings and 5 runs. And you know, Charlie said that, and Rich Doobie said the same thing, that they haven't finalized anything. They've thought about some things, but they're not going to get into any particulars until they need to make a decision on whether they'd go with a 4-man rotation.
Well, and just hoping that you're not thinking ahead and saying, okay, guys might be a little tired for the playoff run. You get an extra adrenaline rush once you get to the playoffs. I don't think for sure that would be a problem. Good pitch, good movement.
Well, and Rich said that today. Rich Doobie said that today. He said, listen, we need to get to the playoffs in order to worry about the playoffs.
That's exactly right. I think that's in '84 what we were doing, or not we, they were, which meant the management thinking about, well, we got our rotation set for the World Series. Never got there. Maben strikes out on a 2-seamer down. There's some adrenaline flowing there with Big Joe Blanton.
Well, 2 outs, and here's Brad Davis. And Sarge, you bring that up, the fact that the Phillies have all the off days, you know, the next 4 Thursdays, and Roy Halladay, Roy Oswalt, Cole Hamels have been the 3 big guns for the Phillies. But around baseball, every team is thinking about that. The Yankees
absolutely
are thinking about it, even though they're leading the division because their starters are struggling.
Yeah, and the other thing is the offense have been struggling for the most part. So now you're getting your best guys up there and getting guys out. For me, that's what you would want. I mean, once you get to the position where they are now, I mean, you see it right there in front of you being able to make it to the playoff. You cannot waste this at all because you don't always get those chances. From injuries, guys not having the same kind of year. Good pitch.
Well, Joe Blanton has had a pretty good couple of innings. He's retired the Marlins in order in back-to-back innings. He gets strike the 6th, the Phillies leading. Dodge dealers by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And by Toyota. It's the Now's the Time sales event at your Toyota dealer. Hurry, offer ends soon. Bottom of the 6th, the Phillies lead at 5-3. They've hit 3 home runs tonight. Not only that, they have been able to knock Chris Volstead out of the game. Scott Cousins comes in to play center field for the Marlins, and Brian Sanchez, the former Philly, is the new pitcher. 52nd game for Sanchez. He's done a good job for Florida. No wins, 2 losses, a 2.72 earned run average. Volstead, 5 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Phillies waited him out and then jumped on him in the 5th for 3 runs, including 2 homers and an RBI single by Raul Ibanez.
Yeah, they got in good hitting counts and made the most of it as they hit him really good, and I'm sure they feel good about themselves. You know, against the really good pitchers, they seem to even concentrate a little bit more.
Well, the Phillies minor league players of the month have been announced. Julio Rodriguez, who had a very good month for the Lakewood Blue Claws, 1-1 with a 1.17 earned run average. The Blue Claws won not only the first half but the second half of the South Atlantic League. And Tag Bozed, an infielder for the Reading Phillies, what a month he had, 11 home runs.
Wow, that's getting the job done.
So congratulations to those two gentlemen. Carlos Ruiz leads it off here in the 6th. Rodriguez, by the way, is 7-3 combined this year with a 1.89 ERA. Two and one, the count to Ruiz. You can't tell me that these fans don't know what's going on. I mean, they are scoreboard watching, and the Pirates just put a run on the board, and you can hear the crowd start to cheer as Ruiz was waiting for that 1-1 pitch. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're very knowledgeable, and I mean, you're talking both men and women.
On the inside corner, 2-2 to Carlos.
Now, when you go out and having a nice little beverage, you'll hear a lot of different talk from the women talking about the team, certain things they'd like to see done. That's what makes a real good fan, knowing the game and knowing your players.
Well, you and I did the Baseball 101 segment with Wheels a couple weeks ago. And the ladies that were there for the all-day event, they knew their stuff.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, they'll test you.
Brian Sanchez pitched for the Phillies in the big leagues in 06 and 07, then pitched for the Nationals in 08. Last year he got into 47 games for the Marlins. And Carlos has had a nice at bat.
Yeah, he's been doing a good job in seeing pitches, not over swinging. He's come up with some clutch hits this year when they needed them the most.
Fly ball to right, Stanton. Under it, makes the catch. Hey, authenticated game-used memorabilia and limited edition collectibles such as baseball jerseys, baseballs, lineup cards, and so much more are exclusively available through the Phillies. Visit the game-used collectibles kiosk at Citizens Bank Park behind section 126. Check out the Phillies Authentic Shop at Phillies.com, and there are some of the items. A Jimmy Rollins game-used jersey. There was a Raul Ibanez bat that was there a moment ago. See the Robin Roberts patch on the sleeve. The patch memorializing the great Robin Roberts. Here's Joe Blanton. He's 0 for 2. A couple strikeouts. And it's 0-2 to him.
And pitchers like to hit that fastball. That a little bit of a slider. Some movement right at the end.
Pirates lead it 3-0. Even if you weren't looking, you knew something was going on. Blanton chops it softly to second, and Uggla throws him out.
I tell you, those aren't easy clubs to beat. I mean, you look at their record and you say, wow, they should be just pounding on them.
Well, they had pounded them earlier this year.
Well, when it counts right now, guys are a little tired, and, you know, it means a little bit more. We used to call this a month here when they didn't have those contracts salary drive. So it wouldn't mean whether or not you're in first, last, or whatever. You're trying to have that last month here to make an impression to try and get a raise for the next year.
Victorino homered his last time up. He's 1 for 3. And a big blow in that game between the Pirates and the Braves is a 2-run triple by Ronnie Cedeno.
Boy.
Veteran infielder. Good changeup by Sanchez. 0-2. Tim Hudson is out of the game. James McDonald is still in the game for the Pirates. We'll see if he pitches in the top of the 8th.
Hey, you just never know.
Think about the Phillies. They were in 3rd place, 7 games back on the 22nd of July. I should say the 21st of July, when they were facing the St. Louis Cardinals. Victorino check. They appeal. Yes, he went around, says Ted Barrett. And the sign is retired. Victorino has taken a look down at the third base umpire, who walked away. That's a good job by him. We go to the 7th. It's 5-3 Phils. To the top of the 7th here at Citizens Bank Park. Another sellout. And Scott Cousins leads it off against Joe Blanton, and that helps. A pop-up. It's a foul territory. First base side. 1 pitch, 1 away here in the 7th. The Verizon Wireless game summary. The Phillies lead at 5-3. Jimmy Rollins an RBI single. Raul Ibanez, Shane Victorino, and Ryan Howard wheels, each with solo homers.
Yeah, they really hit the long ball here tonight, Tom. 2 of them to the opposite field. Ibanez and Howard hit it the other way, and they continue to hit Chris Volstad a little bit. You know, he started out pretty good against them, and lately they've been able to handle it.
Chad Durbin and Antonio Bastardo up and throwing. Blanton's at 96 pitches.
Just like last night with Oswalt, they're really trying to get him. Anytime you get your starter through the 7th inning, it's really important. So as you said, that was big. You know, he popped up. Cousins pops up the first pitch, foul like that.
Ball 3. It's 3-0 to Bonifacio.
Bland, who's normally a 6th inning guy, and he gets 7 out of him. That would really be icing on the cake here tonight.
Inside and low, ball 4. Bland wanted that pitch, and it's ball 4. And Rich Dubie's just going to check on the bullpen to see if everybody's tuned up out there.
Yeah, made a little sign there, and that meant for Carlos Ruiz to go out there and talk a little bit, stall a little bit.
Hey, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. That's going to be it, it looks like, for Joe Blanton. Charlie Manuel has not made his signal just yet. He has Chad Durbin and Antonio Bastardo loosening up. And that's going to be it for Big Joe. So they're going to go with the left-hander Bastardo here in the 7th with 1 man down, a runner at first. Joe Blanton did a nice job tonight. Before the walk, he retired 8 straight batters after allowing 3 runs in the first 4. He'll exit. Nice round of applause by the crowd. Phillies lead it by 2. Of this game, plus updates on the National League playoff race, and Derek Gunn has the latest from the Eagles as they prepare for Sunday's opener against Green Bay. All this and more on Toyota Sports Night after the game, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. 5-3 here in the top of the 7th with 1 out, and a murmur from the crowd because it's 5-0 Pittsburgh out in Pittsburgh over the Braves.
Somebody must have just hit a 2-run home run because there was a runner at third, 3-0, 2 outs, and now all of a sudden it's 5-0. It had to be a 2-run homer by some bucko.
Well, Delwyn Young went yard for the Pirates. A 2-run shot. So yeah, let's go Phillies. Now let's get some outs here in the 7th.
Right.
Antonio Bastardo is the pitcher for the Phils, lefty against lefty,
and he's here for 1 hitter. Remember last night they used Romero on Morrison and he walked him. So tonight Charlie's trying Bastardo on him, and then he'll go to Durbin for Ramirez.
21st game for Bastardo here in the big leagues. Alfonso Marquez, the strike zone has gotten a little tighter here in the 7th. Which must have been a little low. See, Morrison has done very well against lefties, and he'll take pitches.
He did it last night. He had a 5-pitch walk. Morrison looked like that was the same pitch. He just called a ball. He threw his hand out there like, wait a minute.
I think he might be right.
Well, you sure thought it was.
Line drive towards center. Victorino on the run, and he can't get there. It goes right on by him. Bonifacio to third. He's being waved home. The throw cut off by Utley is thrown to the plate way over the head of Ruiz, and Morrison is all the way at third. It's a 5-4 game.
Well, they just can't find a left-hander right now to get that left-handed hitter out, and then Chase Utley does not want to throw that ball home because Bonifacio is going to score, no doubt about it, with his great speed. And you know, you throw that ball towards third base. You just take, someone has to help. You know, whether or not that guy's rounding second base or not. There it is, a fastball right down the middle, 3-1, crushes it. Bonifacio may be as fast as anybody in baseball, so he's going to walk home. Now, see, here comes Chase Utley. Right there, should have just held on to it. Is basically what you do. When you see where that runner is there at second base, you just hold on to it. But what he needs is somebody has to tell him, as a relay guy right there, what's going on.
Well, Charlie Manuel's out to the mound. He's made a pitching change. Antonio Basardo faced one batter. That's it. Time for Chad Durbin here in the seventh. Hey, host your next corporate or social event at Citizens Bank Park. The ballpark offers a variety of unique spaces and on-site catering. Go to Phillies.com/special events for more details or call 215-218-5100. Some great spots around the ballpark that you can use for your special events. The Diamond Club, the Hall of Fame Club. Not only that, you can use Harry the K's out in left field. It's a great place. And again, go to Phillies.com/special events for more details. The Phillies are in a little bit of a pickle here. They lead it 5-4. Joe Blanton got one out in the seventh, then walked Emilio Bonifacio. And Antonio Bastardo came on to face the left-hander Logan Morrison, and he scorched one to straightaway center. That brought home Bonifacio, and now Morrison's at third, and Chad Durbin comes on to face Hanley Ramirez. 54th game for Chad. He's 4-1. His ERA just a tick over 4.
And you're at home with a one-run lead, so you play the infield back.
And Ramirez hits it back behind home plate. Hanley Ramirez is 2 for 8 against Durbin during his career. He's ahead, no balls at 2 strikes against Ramirez.
One thing about the Marlins, you know, they're pitching scuffling right now, but they can hit. They have a lot of guys in the lineup can do damage. As we talked about in the beginning of the game, they are very, very aggressive. You know, they don't take a lot of pitches except maybe the first 2 guys, and the rest of them, they are up there swinging. Killer in this inning, of course, is the walk with 1 out to a fast guy and then falling behind bringing your left-hander in, falling behind the guy 3-1, and having to give in with a fastball. Now you are in trouble.
Pop up, foul territory. First base side. Ryan Howard is there, makes the catch, 2 outs.
I mean about they hack. You know, they just get after it through these Marlins, and Chad made a really good pitch on an aggressive guy like Hanley Ramirez that got in on him. Looked like with a fastball. They intentionally went in there. You saw Carlos Ruiz set up, ran it on his thumbs.
Uggla's 0 for 3. He picked up an RBI and a ground out back of the third.
First ball fastball, he's hunting for one right now. Good spot to throw it. Well, that looked like it was supposed to be away, and it came sailing up and in. When he's supposed to throw slider. Yeah, look what Carlos. I guess it was a cutter because it was spinning a little bit, trying to get back to the outside corner, and that was like a backup cutter.
Just didn't cut.
Yeah, that thing was chasing him.
On the outside corner, it's 2-1.
Changeup. So you don't want to give in with fastball. 2-1 through changeup. Now in a real tough spot with another good hitter on deck, and Gabby Sanchez.
He went.
Another changeup.
That's a tough pitch from the inside part of the plate. 3-2 the count with a runner at third. The Phillies hang it out to a 1-run lead.
Well, they just backed up changeups behind in the count. Let's see where they go now. This is a very big pitch.
Oh, with a fastball that went right into the visiting TV booth.
Boy, that is rare to get one in one of the booths here. Right into Rich Waltz and Tommy Hutton.
Reminder that Tommy Hutton's part of a trivia question that's coming next.
Yes, he is. And he probably caught it. He can catch the ball at first base.
3-2 the count, the pitch. And a breaking ball that misses down and away. Ball 4.
Well, that probably wasn't the worst thing in the world to do, not to give in right there with a fastball to, not to give in a fastball right there to Dan Uggla. Because that guy, he wants a fastball in that spot.
Well, here's another guy that loves the fastball, Gabby Sanchez.
Yeah, and you don't want to throw him one right in the middle of the plate first pitch, because these guys hunt for him early. Cutter. That was a good pitch.
Line drive down the left field line, hooking, foul.
Oh, baby. Woo. Out in front of it. Looked like a changeup. Oh, man. Yeah, changeup, but it's hung a little bit. And he got out front and hit it foul. Now what do you do? Well, Ruiz and Durbin thinking the same thing. Where are we going now with 2 strikes? Let's not make a mistake now, because we have pitches to play with, and these guys will chase when you get ahead of them. To the count to Sanchez. Way upstairs. Well, he won an intentional high fastball, but not that high. It's fun this time of the year when every pitch is so important, huh?
Nearly got him to go fishing. It's 2-2.
He tried to get him to go after a cutter. But neither one of those pitches were pitches they're going to chase. You know, they're just too far off the plate right away.
2-2 to Sanchez. Fly ball, right side. Jason Worth coming in. He's under it, and he makes the catch, and the side is retired. The Marlins do get a run, but Joe Black is still the pitcher of record on the winning side, thanks to Chad Durbin picking up the pieces. It's time to stretch here in Philadelphia. Quiz answer. After Wheels crossed paths with Tommy Hutton in the hallway, you may know Marlins broadcaster, former Phil Tommy Hutton, took the mound for the Expos in a 16-0 blowout loss to the Cardinals at 80. What hitter did Hutton strike out?
I wish that had been the case.
Well, I figured I'd build it up for you.
What position the guy plays? Is it that noticeable?
Yeah.
If you were to tell me what position he played?
No, it's not first base.
Jack Clark.
That would be incorrect.
Right. Who was it?
He had a movie named after him.
Oh, Leon Bull Durham, huh?
Bull Durham.
I still think of him as a Cubby.
Well, we're not sure if Hutt threw the knuckler. Probably can throw a knuckleball.
Probably a slider because Durham's a left-handed hitter.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. Well, I ask him because I guarantee he'll remember.
Well, 1 inning, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, or 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. And an ERA of 27. Log back on to Phillies.com. Find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans. Jorge Sosa is the new pitcher for the Marlins. And he delivers a slider to Placido Polanco.
And you just keep saying it. Delivers a slider. Delivers a slider. Throws a slider. Here's a slider.
Spins one to the plate.
He's a right-handed Sparky Lyle.
Polanco's aboard with a leadoff single. Shot it right under the glove of Dan Uggla. Second into the night for Pollard.
And what a great job by Chad Durbin in the top of this inning to get those guys out. You know, he didn't give in to Uggla, and then he made a great pitch. I think it was a cutter, or probably a cutter slider to the final hitter, Sanchez, and popped him up. And that was a great job by Durbin to keep the Phillies, ahead in the ball game with 6 outs.
Chase Utley has 2 hits against Sosa to 3 walks. There's Chad talking things over with Carlos Ruiz.
Well, the key was he got ahead of Sanchez. And then, he missed with 2 pitches, but then threw a really good 2-2 slider or cutter.
Jose Contreras up and loosening in the pen. Looks like he'll pitch the 8th inning for the Phillies.
Charlie's really worried about using Madsen so much. He just doesn't want to overwork Madsen and Lidge, but they keep getting into these games.
That's a good thing.
Where they're so tight. Yeah, well, what he wants is an 8-1 game. We don't have to think about.
That is true.
You don't want to lose 8-1, but be ahead, where you don't have to worry about having to use Madsen and Lidge all the time.
One and one the count. Wheels is mentioning how Sosa is mainly a slider pitcher. That was not always the case. Back when he closed for the, well, you name it, but with Orioles.
Too hard. He had good fastball, heavy too. But if you're a hitter, left-handed hitters going to throw a changeup once in a while too. But with right-handed hitters, he's going to throw almost all sliders, and left-handed hitters are going to get a lot of them. There, he's thrown 2 changeups to Chase Utley in this at bat.